Hiya folks, welcome back to Captain of Industry. This is episode 4 of the Let's Play series for Update 2. And yeah, things are looking pretty good around here. The last episode was a bit longer than I had anticipated, so we'll try and keep this one a bit shorter. I know a lot of people find it easier to watch shorter episodes, and I certainly find them easier to edit. So yeah, good things all around if we manage that. Yeah, okay, so last episode we had a little bit of a play around with these conveyor belts, but we didn't really get very far because of our poor choices in where we were going to put all these assemblies. So we need to figure out what's next. So the big thing, the big obvious thing that we probably want to do is start working on this limestone and start turning it into concrete. We are almost up where the groundwater is. So that's going to be really handy for that process because concrete making needs water. I don't think it needs as much as bricks do. Let me check. I'll tell you in a second. Actually, oh, we haven't even unlocked it yet. So maybe that's the first thing we need to do is let's unlock concrete production and then go to custom surfaces and do retaining walls. I don't know if we have anywhere that we need to use retaining walls, but they're really handy for a lot of things. And a stacker. I want the stacker because I've got some ideas for things that we should probably do, and the stacker will be really useful for that. And yeah, we'll just finish off a few of the miscellaneous stuff. Actually, let's just queue up everything else in here. The tree planting. I doubt we'll need to plant trees anytime soon. We've got a lot of trees. But yeah, that'll let us get the rest of this entire phase done, and we'll get to the point where we need to make lab equipment. It's not going to be a huge bottleneck because we already will be making mechanical parts and electronics, but we need to make sure our supply lines for those are rock solid before we start draining those on a continual basis by making lab equipment with them. Maybe when we get to that point, we'll delete one. Will we? Maybe we'll delete one of these research labs because we have been researching stuff faster than we've been building it. But at the same time, you notice the little numbers in the top left. They kind of tell you how difficult they are to research, and that only gets higher and higher as you go through the tech tree. So eventually we're going to want many more research labs to compensate for that. So yeah, the big thing is concrete, and we'll do some research to do that. Let's unpause. I don't know. I was only paused because I was taking a screenshot for the previous episode. That's why I started the game when it was raining, because yeah, apparently whenever I take a screenshot for an episode, it has to be raining. So let's just go with that. Yeah, we also need to wait for the deforestation to happen as well. Let's speed that up actually. Let's grab another tree harvester, a couple more of these. Yeah, and I think we want one more excavator as well actually, and then 2 pickups to work with it, because we want an excavator for there. And then I'm also looking at this copper. We spent the whole of the last couple of episodes being like, yeah, we've got loads and loads of copper. We don't need that anytime soon. And now we kind of do need it sometime relatively soon. So let's work on that. We've already got the mind control tower. Let's make sure we've got a good area for that. Maybe we'll plan out the digging for that actually. Why not? While we're here. We'll dig. That's too high. That's higher than I meant to go. We'll dig into here, and I think this might actually, yeah. Let's start over here actually, because there's more close to the surface here, and unlike with the iron, we don't have as much time to dig down through all the ground to get to the ore. We want to get access to that straight away, and we'll just make a ramp. Why not just make a ramp over here? And I believe that will allow trucks to drive. Kind of, it might be a bit of a mess for them to get around all the bumps and stuff, but it should give them access across this plateau. Um, and then over time we can like expand this out to be wider, and then dig it further down so that the slopes at this end instead of this end, so we get more ore out of it while still maintaining the slope and the access. And yeah, there's lots of stuff we can do with that as we go through. Because yeah, like that's the whole point of this mining methodology, is that it causes terrain deformation, and there's a finite amount. Like look at the size of that hole we've built already. We're still really in the early game, so having been able to dig that already before we've even scaled up our production to like normal factory levels, we're going to chew through this mountain pretty quickly, I think. It's going to be fun. Let's do that. I'm looking forward to it. What else? We've got terrain leveling. I don't think we really have anywhere that we need to use terrain leveling. Like here we're going subsurface the whole place, the whole way. Here we should use it actually, thinking about it. And it's just another tool next to the mining and dumping. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so you can see like this one is partly orange and partly green because it needs both mining and dumping to become level. I guess we're going to need two more ore sorting plants, one for this. Actually, you know what? I had a thought about this. In fact, I had a thought about how we can handle, because remember we had this one set up to do both coal and copper, and it was just going to be deadlocked because the coal was maxed out, and that wouldn't process any of the copper because I couldn't get rid of the coal. What we can do, and what I think we will do, is let's take this down like this and make a bit more space, and then tell it that we can only dump coal here, and then do a dumping designation, and then do it like this. We'll make it even with that slope. Mine there, dump here, and we'll not actually attach it to that slope, but we'll do it like this, and then flatten it out at the top. And what that'll do is that'll tell our, it should tell, in fact, right, if we go like that, that'll tell it if this thing gets full, the trucks are expected to come and pick up coal and dump it on the ground there. And now there is a bit of duplication of work there because obviously they're digging it all out of the ground already. Why would we just dump it straight back on the ground? And partly it's to clear out this, but partly it's also because this is digging out coal and dirt, and it will be digging out rock as well when it gets up to here, potentially quite a lot of rock. So if we dig through there, and then the ore sorting plant filters it all out, and then we dump only coal on this area, then that means we know that if we need to get more coal later on, we can just dig out this, and we know we'll only get coal, which is going to be good. And it'll also let this ramp progress, and we'll get up here maybe earlier than we otherwise would. And we'll do the same for copper. We'll do the same for copper, and we'll do the same for limestone. Before we do any of that, let's just find that tree harvester and give it a truck or two, just because we're really into our deforestation. That's what we're all about right now, I think. Let's do this, and then we can do this. We can find a place to dump some like pure copper ore, and ideally, like, yeah, like that. Why not? Yeah, and that'll give us access to, for future purposes, it'll give us access to like a more pure, a location of higher purity of stuff. Actually, hang on, I need to tell it to only, Yeah, we don't want to. I don't want to dump just anything there. We only want to dump copper there and limestone here. And this one will have its own ore sorting facility. So we don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. We've got concrete production now. Advanced logistics control. We'll deal with that if we need it. We don't need it right now. What were we doing? Yeah, we need a place to dump our limestone, and eventually that'll be in this ocean, but we don't have access to the ocean quite yet. So we'll put it over here, I guess. Yeah, and there's better ways to do this later on as well. Those retaining walls we were looking at will come in really handy for making like deposits of pure minerals for us to look at. But yeah, let's have a look. So we want to build the ore sorting plant directly into our concrete setup, I think. So let's just start with that. So concrete mixers, yeah, I guess they use the same amount of water as the brickworks, so we'll need to make sure we've got strong water supplies in order to do that. But yeah, we'll start with the concrete mixers because we want to make it future proof. I'm going to switch on planning mode just so we don't get stuff getting built before we're sure that it's the final way things are going to be. So let's flip that so the water inputs are facing each other. We'll do that and then we'll copy and we'll put a second one. So I'm going for 4 instead of 2 just because, yeah, if we built 2 then we'd probably regret it later on when we had to build another one just to keep up. And what this is going to output concrete, which is, yeah, that's the end of what we need. So this, yeah, I don't want it sticking out at the end there at all. So flat conveyor, out and round, out and round, out and round, out and round. And that leaves us a bit of empty space here. So let's use that for water, I guess. Water. Yeah, and then the pipes don't need lifts in the same way that yeah, cool. And then because we went down a level 1 square before, we got a kind of junction there rather than ending up with just if we tried to do it like that, it would only connect to one of the two instead of both of them. But if we could do it here, it connects with a junction and it connects to both of them. So that's for water. Import water there. And then we get to the other side. So the other side's going to be a bit more complex because we need to. So there's 4 different recipes. So there's 4 different recipes because there's 4 different types of. There's 2 different types of each of the 2 different ingredients, right? Sand and manufactured sand, crushed slag, and gravel. So essentially, crushed slag is exactly what it sounds like. The slag that comes out of our iron refinery thing, whatever it's called, blast furnace. We can crush that up in a crusher, and then that becomes crushed slag, which we can use for the 3rd ingredient of this there. Or we can put rock into the crusher and make gravel, and the gravel can be used for the 3rd ingredient. And then the same with sand. So manufactured sand is basically just gravel crushed again, and sand we can obviously dig that up off the beach, or we can crush quartz, which we don't have any quartz nearby, but so we can't really do that. But we could if we had some quartz. Whereas manufactured sand, wait, no, I already said manufactured sand. That's just crushed up gravel. So I don't think we want to be digging up this beach right now. I don't think there's any point when we're producing so much rock that we're making our own beach over here. So I think and rock and slag, we're always going to have a supply of those from our ongoing excavations in various other places. so I don't think we want to bother with regular sand right now. The other input, apart from the water, which we already took care of, is cement. We actually have cement in our shipyard. I think we've got like 50 units of cement. Yeah, so that'll last us a little bit because it only takes like 1.5 cement per 12 concrete slabs. And concrete slabs are 1-to-1 ratio into our construction parts. So 50 of those is going to be like 400 or something construction parts just from that. Um, but where we get those, we're going to want to make them ourselves eventually. We get those from here. The rotary kiln, and it's just limestone plus coal makes that. And you'll notice that the concrete mixer used 1.5 cement, and these make 3 cement. So we only need 2 of these for our four things. So before I do that, I want to get some lifts in here. I want to flip it so it's going in and drop it. No, there, and then another one. Flip it so it's going in, place, lift. There we go. So that's on 2 different levels, and we can just copy that and put the same here. Okay, so we'll do it on this one. We need a U-shaped thing going into there. We should figure out which direction we're going in the first place. I think for the loose stuff we want to come this direction. I'll show you why in a second. So we'll do that there, and we do want this to continue on to go into the next one. So let's put that. In fact, let's just do it like that, like that, like that. Then the next one is a step up. Goes in here, goes in there, goes in here, goes in there. Like it could have been done slightly more efficiently if I'd used the copy and paste functionality, but it's fine. It's fine like that. And then the flat conveyor will come in from this direction, and that'll deliver our cement. The two up top are loose conveyors, so they'll deliver our gravel and sand, or like their equivalent replacements. And what I want to do is vegetables will dry. Okay, it literally just started raining when we got that message, so yeah, we don't have to worry about that. But what I want to do here is I want to do this. I want to take this back there, and I want a flat balancer, and I want to put that there because we can't trade it now, but once we find some other villages, we get the option for contracts, and one of the places that you can contract with allows you to trade cement away for other stuff. So I don't want to like just put all our cement into here. If there's an overflow, I want it to go into a storage so that we can potentially do that sort of trade. So yeah, let's do it like that. Oh, okay. Yeah, and that's going to be our cement output thing, and we'll make it so that it's priority out in the direction of the actual concrete plants, because that's what we're here for, right? And yeah, that lets us get back to our rotary kilns and figure out where we're going to put these. We'll put it with a little bit of a space, in fact 2 spaces. I'll show you why in a second. Put one there, and these only make 9 exhaust, so it'll be a bit wasteful to have a smokestack for each of them. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a pipe, turn it to there, take another pipe, put it there, so that we've got a junction, and then delete the extra pipe sticking off and replace that with a smokestack. There, job done. Easy as that. We can get a flat conveyor, one into there and one into there, and that's our output for cement from these. And this leaves us this kind of square area, and that's going to be where we crush up rock and slag for the other 2 inputs. So I think we want to leave open the option of using both rock and slag for these. I don't think we have enough slag that we can use it exclusively. I'd rather leave the option open to use both. So we need crushers, I believe. A crusher can crush 24 slag or rock into gravel, into their version, and then but only 8 gravel into manufactured sand. So the manufactured sand we need 3 times 4 is 12, so we'd need 2 of these crushers for the manufactured sand, but only 9 times 4 is 36. Right, okay, I think I've got it in mind what I want to do with that then. So first off, we want 2 of these, and we want the lifts. So this is what I was talking about earlier. I believe that we can put this down like that. Yeah, look at that, awesome. We can just plug that straight in, and just use the height adjustment to bring it back down to ground level, and that just lets us, like before, these were an absolute pain because we'd had to like go like up to here just to get that to the entry level, and it took up quite a lot of space. But with this, I'm pretty pleased with that. We can just do this one be slag. I want this one to be slag because it's further away. I want this one to be rock, and then these two will be output stuff for this third option, the slag crushed and the gravel, and I want to use another balancer for that as well. You can't connect these directly to a machine. You do have to have at least one belt between them, which is fine. And then, in fact, we want more than one space in this particular instance. Here will do. So there's our slag going in, there's our rock going in, and I want to prioritize the slag, and I'll show. And the reason for that is because we also need to, we also need the other thing, right? What's the name? What's the other thing we need? We need the manufactured sand, and we need that. In fact, we need 2 of these, don't we? That's annoying. Let's give that one more space. So we've got one gap for that. We've got one space here, so that should allow us to put a lift like here, and that should work, hopefully. I don't know what the rules are for how close to that you can have. Oh, I meant to copy that, not cut it. Right, so we can do that. Can we then? Oh wait, hang on. I used the wrong thing. We need a loose lift. There we go. So it is going to connect down here. That's what I was going to have to fix in a second. And will that let us connect there? Yeah, okay. So let's just do a junction even on a one thing, which I wasn't entirely sure it was going to do. And what that lets us do is this one can go one there, and then up to the one high level, and this one can also connect there because they're both making the same thing, and then this one can come up to the 2 high level. So now this one we can tell it to make manufacture sand out of gravel. That'll take in 16 of this 24 that's making gravel, and leave 8. And then these, it's not going to be enough, is it? 24 plus 8. Wait, hang on, no, it is going to be enough, because this is making 16, but these only need 12. So that's only going to be 12. So we're going to have 12 gravel left over and 24 slag crushed, which is 36 of those 2 things, which is exactly what we need for there. So it's going to be a perfect 1-to-1 ratio there. And the recipes we need here are those ones. Wait, no, not that one. Those ones, because we're not going to do normal sand. We're only going to do regular sand, but then a mixture of slag crushed and gravel, and then we can just copy those settings to all the other ones to make sure they're using the right things. And yeah, the only thing we need to do now is deliver limestone and coal to here, and I guess the coal will be coming from over here, which is normal and fine and awesome. Yeah, I kind of would like to use this little space here, and yeah, you know what? That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do it. It's gonna be a bit of a convoluted route, but it should be doable. Yeah, okay. So we want the coal one to be closer. Coal, fill it up. Limestone, fill it up. No, my mistake. Okay, we want these the other way around. Limestone and coal, because limestone we can just go like this, and we switch off. So we switch off. So it by default it tries to avoid blocking the entry points to these, but we don't care about those entry points because they're going to be only ever delivered by ship, not by ship, by truck. And yeah, so that's all we need to do with that, and then we can do a lift for the coal. So let's do that, and just the normal height is fine. Then another one here. Yeah, okay, it needs to be pointing in that direction. I think that should work. Yeah, okay. So you can't have two of these junction boxes back to back. You have to have at least one space in between. But because this is just a normal curve into this one, then it's fine. If we'd needed to move this along and carry it along so that we needed two junction boxes, we wouldn't have been able to do it. We'd have to leave a gap between these two kilns. But we don't, because we've done it the right way. Cool, and yeah, the trucks can easily, despite the fact that there's conveyor belts between the wider world and these storages, the trucks can still get there. They can like teleport their contents a few squares through other buildings. And yeah, I think that's us, right? We've got everything that's going into here. The exhaust is getting put out. We've set up all the things that are going into here. This is just the output for the concrete. This is like an overflow output for there. I want to not build the rotary kilns straight away. So let's just build one of these. In fact, let's see how much of this we can build. Maybe I should have started from this end, but yeah. Oh, okay. So we've already used up all of our construction parts. What's the bottleneck? I bet it's bricks. It's gonna be bricks, right? Yeah, we don't have any bricks again. Um, yeah, yeah. This is just super slow as well. So let's um let's make sure we can get deliveries to here, and also tell it to do concrete slabs. And we'll leave bricks on priority, because if we do have bricks, we might as well use them up, because they're not useful for anything else. For like retaining walls need concrete slabs as construction materials, as do, I think, if we wanted to move our shipyard, we need concrete slabs. But bricks are only usable for making construction parts, I think. Let me just check that actually. Yeah, yeah, there's literally no other use for those. So if we do have bricks, we might as well use them for that. But yeah, retaining walls, we don't need to. Okay, that's a tutorial on how to use those, but I already know how to use those. When it comes time to when we find a reason to use retaining walls, we'll deal with that. Concrete production, we just did that. Yeah, it's gonna take a while, I think. Um, like maybe not though. If we can get one of these, and uh, if we can get enough stuff available to make uh, to deliver to here and here and here. And I think there's one sneaky one hidden in the background as well. Yeah, there. And then it's just this one, right? We can't do that one. So let's unpause that one. Because if we can get rock delivered there, it'll get turned into gravel, it'll get turned into sand, and get delivered into there, and they'll be able to bring cement and water by truck, because we're making those other places. We'll turn off imports and exports for that because the trucks can't reach that, and they'll just get confused. Yeah, so that should be good. That should be get finished fairly quickly, and then we wanna tell this one that it can still accept stuff by truck, so that it brings concrete. It looks like I did that at some point. Yeah, what else? Custom surfaces. So that's going to be an interesting one. This is new for this thing. Less surfaces. Is that what? What's less? I don't have a key on my keyboard that says less. But yeah, concrete surface costs concrete. Brick surface costs brick. Cobblestone costs concrete. Okay, and we've got a bunch of different textures. Metal surface, that's an interesting one. Vehicle maintenance. So when they drive on here, I guess they have less maintenance. So that's really interesting. Paint. Oh yeah, and we can put like decals on as well. So yeah, that's going to be cool. That's going to be interesting. I think for now, let's just we don't really have any specific highway type places. Maybe along here is probably a good example. We don't really have anything to build it on there unless we want to make metal surfaces, which maybe. Oh wait, is it going to charge us one metal per small square? Maybe. Let's unity that. Can we unity it? Yeah, we can. Yeah, but that's all of our metal is now used up just for that. So okay, that's going to be pretty expensive, I guess. Maybe remove surface. Maybe that's not the greatest idea. Yeah, we're gonna have once we get things built and we start figuring out some actual structure, we'll work on that. We'll just unity away all of those. Yeah, we can figure out like when we get our bridge across there, it's going to be quite a choke point for there. We can build some surface on there. Once we figure out what's going on here, maybe we'll dig this out a little bit so it's flat all the way along, or like maybe because these are the same height, right? 11 and 11, right? So maybe we can like kind of dump / dig a flat walkway along here, and then have ramps down from that, and maybe that can be like our kind of highway from here to here with an off ramp down to here, and then maybe another like highway ramp up a hill to here or up a hill to here. I don't know. Where are you going? Where are you up to? Oh, you can. Okay. What? You can drive up there? Hang on. Can you drive up there? I don't care what you were doing. Let's just go. Let's just say you want to go there. Can you drive up there? Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Huh. I mean, we're still going to do what we were doing, but it's really interesting to know that we could have been driving up that side the whole time. Because, like, do we have the... We don't have a rainwater harvester, but let's find something that's roughly the same size. Like, I think the assembly is about the same size. Like, we could have... Okay, so yeah. I guess we did have access to this all along, up to the groundwater up here all along. Well, yeah, okay, so that's a bit awkward. So yeah, this should do as well. The only thing we don't have that we do need for this would be an ore sorting plant for limestone. So limestone, we now have gravel in here because we're able to make gravel. Dirt, what's the other thing? Rock would be the other thing. And what do we want to do? So is there a way, so there are ports that output all these things, but on most, okay, right, okay, there it is, sorry, I'm getting confused. So I was confused by there only being one of these options, but it's because there's no input ports, so there's no need for an input for us to have that option for the import, because the only way to do it is to deliver it by truck. But what I wanted to make sure is that even if we take this and put it over here, this I guess, yeah, because that means, because what that lets us do, let's do it with the lifts actually. Yeah, we've got these fancy new lifts. We need to use them for literally everything, right? That's how it works. Okay, maybe we don't even need a lift for that side, but yeah. Don't want to connect. I want to go to here, and now I want to connect. This thing's a bit wider than it looks. That's what's going on. So yeah, that's going to mean that now, when this ore sorting plant sorts out limestone, it'll send it straight to here if it can. But having this on export allowed means that if it fills up and it can't get rid of it, the trucks will still come here and they'll dump it on the ground here like we originally planned. And yeah, how are we doing? Have we got enough excavators now? We're kind of okay, right. I said at the start of the episode about how the last one was quite long. I'm looking at the runtime on this. I've seen like 3 more things we need to do fairly imminently. We're the copper's becoming a bit imminent. We're running out of power, which means we need to build more generators. I was hoping we could get away with just that one generator until we got up to the better power generation, but it doesn't look like that's going to be possible. So what we'll potentially do is move our generator from over there up to where we're actually making the diesel. And we need to get all this constructed. We need to assign our excavators to start digging this out. But we really need to get the copper up and running first. Is probably going to be our next priority. But yeah, we're out of time. We can't do that in this episode. That'll be for the next episode. Well, I guess at least next time we'll be coming in with a solid plan for the things we need to do. And there's the thunder. There's the rain at the end of the episode. So pause the game, ready for my screenshot, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one. Cheers.